definitely a fun experience. All right, we got Mr. Nadir 01 with the Shinonome. Oh, so you actually use guns in this, huh? That's not fair. You can't use guns in a Japanese destroyer. I call hacks. Alright, well with Shice gone, I'm gonna turn the volume for the music up just a little bit because it's the, you know, premium port music. Which is just freaking awesome. Alright. Let's see what we can do for you, sir, for screenshots. You're using the alternate camo. I'm so glad that they did that. I'm so glad Wargaming took the time to just... I mean, they basically changed, what, the green to the blue? But, I mean, that's a drastic change for some of the ships. I never noticed the rudder, too. The rudder's kind of at a slant. That's cool. Look at that. Yeah, I used to spend days just staring at the models. Because they're so freaking gorgeous. Alright, here we go. Let's take a look at flags. You have one of them, equal speed Charlie London. Okay. It's tier 6, so, you know, I probably wouldn't throw a bunch on that either. So let's talk about the Shinonome. It's got 3 triple torpedo launchers that reach out to 8 kilometers. It's not as far as the Fubuki at tier 6 or the Hatsuharu at tier 6, but it is still pretty darn good. Considering your concealment is 6.1, so it still gives you that stealth torp capabilities. The cool thing about this ship that's different, though, is its guns. It's got 6 barrels, so 2 guns in the back and 1 in the front, versus Hatsuharu and Fubu that just simply can't match that. So this ship is what's considered a hybrid destroyer because it can fulfill a gunboat role. It can also fulfill a torpedo boat role. And just like most multi-role ships, they can't do both equally really well. So it's kind of like one of those jack of all trades, master of none ships. This ship was a terror in ranked when you had a good player that was using it and knew how to abuse it. Ice Dragon says you never use combat flags in random. I would agree. Typically, the only times that I'll use combat flags in random is when I've got over 400 of them available, and then I will gladly spam them. So for right now, for example, I've actually had to turn off a couple of them because I'm pretty close to being off of those. So anyway, sorry, I didn't notice we were following the. We weren't paying attention there. So, Ice Dragon sends off some torps at the Legal. Legal turns away. It's unfortunate, but had the Legal turned in, those torps would have done something. So, it makes sense what you were doing there. Oh, Edge, thank you. Yeah, good point. The torpedoes on the Shinonome are much faster as well. I wonder if I can... There we go. Does it say the speed? Nope. Oh well. You can always check the wiki for that. And Shice is absolutely correct. That extra 2-kilometer buffer really does make the ship more comfortable. But it's kind of like a double-edged sword. Sometimes I feel like it's almost like the, you know, when you first get that Miyogi and then you start torpedoing stuff, or you start shooting at stuff at maximum range because you've got the ability to hit things at that far range, and like, you know, it doesn't, you never hit anything, right, because you're at such a far range. I kind of feel that way sometimes about Fubu and Hatsuharu with those 10-kilometer torpedoes. You're always firing so far away It reminds me of the Minekaze. A lot of people complained about the Minekaze because it could equip the 10-kilometer torpedoes, and they said, oh, that's not fair and blah blah blah. And those are usually people that are driving straight lines, like this Congo here. And you know, so what did Wargaming do? They got rid of the 10-kilometer torpedoes and made it so that the ship can only take 7-kilometer torpedoes. And they actually ended up making the ship even more of a terror, because now it's got 7-kilometer torpedoes and 5-kilometer detection, 5.4, and it was just dirty. Alright, so anyway, torpedo strike on that Congo. Now what you could do here is slow down, smoke up, and start trying to get that Congo back on fire. The problem is he's moving away from you at pretty full speed, so by the time you set the smoke screen and all that, you're really not going to be able to do much in terms of putting him on fire. Plus, you've got this Normandy up here that just simply wants to, you know, probably thinks it's safe and is about to find out that it really isn't. Thanks, Seabear. Shino's torque speeds are 63 knots. And I think that's right. I think the Fubus are like 57 or something like that. So. Nice triple torpedo hit on that Normandy. Floods took out his engine. He's gone. And the reason he's gone is because, well, the Cleveland and Legal, you can see, are pew-pewing him with HE, so they're going to set him back on fire again. So your work is kind of done with him, most likely. That's my guess. And yeah, 59 knots on the torpedo speed for the Fubuki. Yeah, so just to catch back up on chat, there's a lot of talk there about using that smoke, what I was talking about there earlier. The other problem too, of course, being that you were probably the only one that was spotting everything. So if you smoke up, you deny your team that vision. And also, like Ice Dragon is saying, you use that smoke, well, guess what? You've just told the enemy exactly where you are. And then they start to react to it. So, alright, so the Eagle was spotted there. Obviously, you're going to torp the smoke. And you've got an option now to get out of that smoke or to back up. You chose to back up to get behind the island so that the Eagle's torpedoes, their 8-kilometer torpedoes, cannot hit you. What you were talking about earlier about denying the vision, look all these ships here that were spotted that no longer are. Taking a bit of a risk pulling forward, but I think you're realizing that you have lost spotting on a lot of the team. Judging by those guns, that might be a hit. Nope. See what I mean about the risk now? You kind of pulled yourself back out into the torpedo range, but hey, you survived, that being the important part. That Normandy is still alive. Maybe you should do something about him. Looks like you're just waiting until your torps reload so you can pounce. Because, yeah, you're detected. Oh, look, you're using your guns. Blasphemy. You're a Japanese destroyer. Look at those secondaries. As you retreat. Now you used only one torpedo launch this time. I'm guessing because you want to save your other ones for the other ships, other destroyer, if it pops up. Oh, thanks, Edge. Yeah, Eagles are 7-kilometer, not 8-kilometer. Now, if you had fired your other ones, of course, you probably would have gotten the kill, but he's flooding and on fire and going to die anyway. Oh, make that double flood, or double fire. And here's the eagle. This is why you saved your other torpedo launchers, right? So that you could hit another ship. Oh no. Rip. And didn't kill him, but 3 torpedo hits. That's pretty sweet. Now, you do have the ability to smoke up again and fire without, you know, being detected, which might be a good idea since the eagle is shooting at you, but, I mean, you can run and gun as well if you please, that's fine. Unfortunately, that New Mexico is right in your torpedo path, so you can't send torps at the Bayern. Thinking that's exactly what you're trying to do. Emerald. You gotta watch for that Graf Spee coming in. Emerald gets a torp kill, Fusion gets a torp kill. Enemy ships just aren't dying fast enough. New Mexico looks like firing AG. It's not gonna help the team much. Oh, you got the Graf Spee. Fire and DCP'd. Okay. And the Graf Spee does that. Well then. Emerald goes down, that's good. Eagle smokes up in front of you, so why not send some torpedoes his way? As they cap the inner and mid rings. That's not good. Still, score-wise, it's not too far apart. But if you kind of watched, you know, your team was unfortunately very spread out, whereas the enemy team was mostly clustered on the west side, so they were able to focus. Don't know what happened to your guys all the way out on the edge of the map, but I mean, they were on the edge of the map on the other side, so. And high caliber. Oh, not what you want to see. I'd probably be spamming F3 on this, just trying to get the new mechs to shoot him. Looks like he is anyways. And, oh good, he got him. Nice work by that new mechs. Nice. So now it's the Fusion who can't torpedo you, so it's guns only. And the Legal. Obviously that Fusion is shooting at you right now. So he's close-ish. 112,000 damage so far. It's now 3-on-2. The Geta is... Let's see what the Geta's health looks like. Both of your ships are roughly half health. And what's nice is you have the, you could just be kind of lazy and not worry about torpedo strikes, so that's good. And yeah, you see what I mean? Like, okay, cool. Sometimes I actually scare away destroyers that way. kind of fun. And there he is. Oh. Now, at close range, sometimes I like to do wide torpedo spreads, just because they're gonna, you know, yeah, because at so close range, it's kind of an all or nothing. They're all gonna hit or they're all gonna miss. But still, I mean, look at that. Now, you've got the ability, because you've got 4 guns in the rear, you've got the ability to kite him, and he's too busy trying to line up torpedo hits, so that kind of works in your favor a little bit there. There you go. Now, I would slow down at this point, just because this guy is going to go into smoke. Yep. That's alright, though. You can come back around and shoot him. The Legal, though, is coming around from the other side, so... Yeah, there you go. Good. Yes, Edge, he tried to deep water torp him twice. And look, your torpedoes are back up. And they will actually hit him. Oh, that New Mexico, man. That New Mexico should get a compliment. I don't know if you did or not, but that guy deserves it for what he did. That was awesome. As you cap all 3 points now, and you managed to turn this game around, man, from a clear loss to how the heck did we win this kind of victory. Those are my favorite. So, like, this is the kind of game where, you know, I'll get my butt kicked, I'll go back to port, I'll take out another ship, and then after that battle is done 20 minutes later, I'll come back to port and say, wait, we won that game? How the hell did we win that game? That was not bad. Now you're looking for Legal to come around the corner. Now you're being smart here. You know that the Legal is around there somewhere, probably going to come around the island looking to kill you because you're 1 hit from death. So I think what you're doing here is smart, trying to stay away from being shot. There he is. Now you could smoke up at this point and get some free shots on the Legal. I know you got the island there, but with this health and the fact you've got 2 smokes available, that's, I mean, you know, you gotta play as safe as you can. And he's turning away anyway. Alright, well this game is pretty much over, so those of you in the chat, do you have any comments you want to give to Mr. Not Hero 1? He is in the chat, obviously, and all that good stuff. I know throughout the battle you guys were giving some comments and stuff. The only comment that I'll give is I didn't really see a lot in the way of using F keys to kind of, you know, recommend targets and stuff like that. So I think that would be something that would be very helpful. You know, trying to communicate with the team is always a good thing, but it's a double-edged sword, you know. Sometimes people don't want to listen to you if you start making suggestions and stuff, so there's that. The important thing is you gunboated an eagle, yeah. Oh, that ship, it takes damage so easily. There's the lookout. Yeah, I like the fact that he stayed in the center. He very easily could have gone off to the side, so Gunstar is exactly right there. You could have gone all the way out to the east and just basically farmed the Congo and those other ships at the initial engagement, but instead of doing that, you said, nope, gotta stay in the middle, because this is epicenter, and holding the cap really does matter, so... And yeah, that Fusion did potato hard. I mean, hey, you know, a free tier 6 is pretty sweet, right? Getting that Shinonome? Oh... Oh, there's only 15 seconds left in the battle. There we are. Alright. Well, man, nice, thanks for sending in that replay. That was pretty awesome. That was fun to see a different use of that boat. The Cade felt bad for this. Yeah, that's true. He did kind of donate his WTR a little bit there, didn't he? Alright, let's this in the done folder as well. Now, your SAT score is here, so I guess we could put up one of his replays. So